My child, listen carefully, because what I'm about to show you wasn't meant for the casual listener. It wasn't designed for someone scrolling without thought. It was prepared for the heart that feels something shifting, something strange, something heavy in the air around them. You felt it, haven't you? That uneasy tightening in your chest. That quiet sense that something is about to change. And I need you to know, you're not imagining it. A transition is coming. A door is about to close, and with it, a chapter you thought would last much longer. Someone you care for deeply is standing on the edge of leaving. Not in some distant season, not far off in years, not someday when you're old and memories blur. No. The moment is pressing in quickly. The time frame is shorter than you realize. Within days, choices will be made that can't be undone, and you will feel it. Because the thread tying you to this person has already begun to fray. You have wondered, why now? Why this timing? Why does everything meaningful seem to be tested right when your heart is finally trying to heal? There is a reason, my child. A reason hidden beneath layers of silence, misunderstanding, and wounds that were never spoken aloud. A reason that will sting at first, but later reveal something deeper about who you are becoming. For the truth is, I tried to stop this moment from growing into what it has become. I stood at the doorway of their heart again and again. I nudged. I warned. I pulled gently. I placed wise people near them. I opened exits that would have saved them from pain. And every time, they turned the other way. Not because they hated you. Not because they despised me. But because fear built a cage around their choices, and instead of standing, they surrendered to it. So now we are here. At the edge of a week that will feel longer than most months have ever felt. And you must prepare. Not with panic, not with dread, but with understanding. For the heart you're about to see distance itself has been carrying a story you didn't fully know. A story that began long before you walked into their life. A story that shaped how they love, how they run, how they hide. To understand what is happening, we must journey backward to a moment that cracked something inside them. A moment they never healed from. It wasn't dramatic on the outside. The world moved normally that day. People laughed. Cars passed. Voices drifted through rooms like any other ordinary afternoon. But inside their world, a storm rolled in without warning. A message arrived. Not in flames, not with thunder, but with a quiet announcement that unraveled everything. Their name was spoken alongside accusations. Their integrity questioned. Something precious they thought was safe, lost. Their trust shattered without warning. And in that fragile hour, they stood alone. No one saw the war that exploded inside their chest. They sat still, yet their soul felt like it was falling through the floor. In that moment, they looked at themselves and saw failure. Saw disappointment. Saw someone unworthy of grace. And as tears blurred their vision, a lie crept in, subtle, poisonous, convincing. A voice that whispered, "You are beyond saving. You don't deserve rest. You don't deserve good things. You ruin what you touch." They didn't argue. They didn't fight back. They simply believed it. And when a lie goes unchallenged long enough, it becomes the filter through which every decision is made. So when I came with comfort, they turned away. When I whispered hope, they dismissed it as fantasy. When I sent support, they convinced themselves they were burdensome. And voices that did not belong to me became louder than truth. That is what you're seeing now. Not betrayal, not cruelty, but a spirit wounded so deeply it began to retreat from the very love that could have healed it. And this next week, their decision will ripple through your heart. You will question yourself. You will replay memories. You'll wonder what you could have done differently. But hear me, beloved child, this is not punishment. This is not abandonment. This is not the universe turning against you. This is a soul wrestling with itself. And sometimes, healing for one person requires distance, even if it hurts the ones they walk away from. Yet, don't misunderstand, I am not done. Not with them. Not with you. Not with this story. Look at your own journey. You have crossed valleys that looked impossible. You have cried at night and still faced the morning. You have carried weight without applause, without recognition, without anyone knowing how close you came to collapsing. But you didn't. You kept moving. Even when your hands shook. Even when your mind screamed to give up. The storms you came through forged strength inside you that you never knew you possessed. And that strength will carry you through this too. Will you feel pain? Yes. Love always risks pain. But heartbreak will not be your end. Loss will not become your identity. What is leaving is not meant to define you, it is meant to reveal you. Reveal resilience. Reveal maturity. Reveal clarity. Reveal that you can experience grief and still be whole. Because I am standing beside you. In the silence when questions echo. In the nights when memories sting. In the mornings when it feels hard to get out of bed. I am there. And I am weaving something quieter, slower, deeper than sudden miracles, growth. Growth that teaches you when to hold on and when to release. Growth that shows you your worth is not measured by who stays or who walks away. Growth that builds wisdom, compassion, boundaries, peace. But before this week unfolds, I must prepare your heart, not to fear, but to trust. For the person stepping away is not doing so out of hatred. They are retreating from a version of themselves they don't know how to face. They think disappearing will silence their pain. They think distance will undo their past. Their reasoning is flawed, but their fear is real. And right now, they're guided more by anxiety than by truth. That doesn't make them evil. It makes them human. And sometimes, I allow distance not because bonds are meaningless, but because I am protecting futures, both theirs and yours. I am preventing cycles of disappointment from repeating. I am closing doors so I can lead you toward rooms where you will be honored, seen, understood, cherished. Rooms where conversations aren't one-sided. Where effort is mutual. Where presence feels safe. Your kindness deserves to be matched. Your loyalty deserves to be reciprocated. Your love deserves environments where it can breathe instead of suffocate. This chapter may feel unfair. But it is not without purpose. I am removing what drains you so I can introduce what nourishes you. And when you stand in the calm that comes after this wave passes, you'll look back and realize, it was necessary. Painful, yes. But necessary. For it will teach you where to invest your heart and where to step back. And it will awaken compassion without allowing attachment to imprison you. So, hold on. Hold on with patience. Hold on with faith. Hold on with the quiet confidence that I am orchestrating unseen protection even in moments that look like loss. No weapon formed against your peace will ultimately succeed. No storm will erase what I have built inside you. I am not taking from you, I am realigning you. And one day, whether this person returns transformed or remains a chapter that closed, you will see how I used even this to strengthen your destiny. Breathe. Stay steady. Stay open to healing. Do not harden your heart. Do not curse yourself. Do not assume rejection means you are unworthy. You are deeply, profoundly loved, and what's ahead still carries beauty. Trust that I am guiding every step, even the painful ones. The story isn't ending here. Something greater is unfolding, quietly, carefully, faithfully. And when the time is right, joy will visit you again, not as a fragile moment, but as a lasting companion. But listen closely now, because we are not finished. The story moves forward, and so must you. There is something I need to plant inside your heart, not fear, not panic, but awareness. Awareness of who you truly are, and what I've been shaping inside you through every tear, every disappointment, every lonely evening where you wondered if anyone truly understood you. You are not as fragile as you once believed. There were seasons where even small problems shook you to the core. Where a single harsh word could ruin your entire day. Where the silence of someone you loved felt like a knife pressing into your chest. But look at you now. Life has stretched you, yes. It has stretched you to places you never anticipated, places that forced you to grow into strength you never knew existed. This upcoming week will not destroy you. It will refine you. And refining doesn't feel gentle. Refining means heat. It means pressure. It means the unnecessary is burned away so only the strongest, purest version of you remains. And though it hurts in the moment, afterward, clarity emerges. You begin to see which connections were built on truth, and which were built on illusion. Which were rooted in love, and which survived only on habit. The one pulling away from you isn't leaving because you lacked value. They are leaving because they cannot carry the weight of their unresolved wounds while trying to hold on to you at the same time. Their heart is tired. Their mind is clouded. And instead of facing their inner storm, they are stepping back, thinking distance will quiet the thunder. It won't. But that is a lesson they must face themselves. And you, my child, must not chase what is running from its own healing. Because when you chase someone who is trying to disappear emotionally, you begin disappearing with them. Piece by piece, you fade. Your laughter softens. Your dreams shrink. Your effort becomes constant, but the reward becomes emptier. And soon, you are no longer building together, you are simply holding the fragments of something that no longer wants to grow. I love you too much to let you lose yourself like that. So yes, a separation is coming. Not as punishment. But as protection. As redirection. As sacred pruning, so new life can eventually bloom. But don't misunderstand, grief is still real. It will sting when the messages become shorter. When the calls stop. When the familiarity starts feeling distant. You will remember moments. Conversations. Smiles. Promises. And a part of you will ache for the version of them who once made you feel seen. You may sit quietly and wonder if they ever truly cared. They did. But they cared with a heart still cracked from old battles. And a cracked container cannot hold love without leaking. This is why I asked you, again and again, to place your identity in me, not in the fragile hands of another person. Because when people shift, I remain steady. When others walk away, I stay. When they choose silence, I speak strength into your spirit. When they fail to understand, I embrace every hidden thought you don't know how to express. You are not alone. Even now. And I am preparing something deeper than temporary companionship for you. I am preparing relationships rooted in honesty. People who show up. People who won't disappear when they feel weak, they will communicate instead. People who know how to apologize. Who grow with you instead of silently drifting away. who choose to stay even when staying is difficult. But to recognize those people later, you must first learn to release what cannot meet you now. Release does not mean hatred. Release does not mean bitterness. Release does not mean pretending it never mattered. Release means blessing them on their journey while choosing not to lose yourself on yours. Because there is still more ahead for you. More to build. More to discover. More peace waiting to settle into your spirit once the emotional noise fades. You will wake up one morning, weeks from now, and the heaviness will no longer feel sharp, it will feel like history. A chapter. Something that taught you, strengthened you, clarified you. And on that day, you'll whisper to yourself, I made it. I didn't collapse. I didn't disappear. I grew. But before that sunrise, we walk through the twilight together. So when the moment arrives, when you sense the withdrawal, the pause, the distance, breathe deeply. Don't beg. Don't panic. Don't cling from fear. Simply stand still, with quiet dignity, and trust me. Trust that even this has meaning. Trust that I am nearer than you've ever realized. Trust that I never take without also planning to restore in ways beyond comprehension. There are blessings waiting beyond storms you think will drown you. And soon, after the wave passes, I will replace confusion with clarity. I will replace heaviness with relief. I will replace sorrow with unexpected joy. You will see new doors opening, connections that feel effortless, opportunities that fit naturally, peace that doesn't have to be fought for every day. Because what I'm doing now isn't just about one relationship. It's about preparing you for the greater life ahead. Hold steady. Keep your heart gentle. Keep your faith anchored. Everything unfolding is part of a bigger weaving. And when you look back, you'll realize my hand guided every thread. And I am not finished. Not with them. Not with you. Not with your story. The best pages are still unwritten. But before the next turn in this path, I need you to understand something deeper, something many miss when they feel loss. There are seasons when I remove people from your life not because they were evil, but because you were outgrowing the space where they felt comfortable. You were evolving. Thinking differently. Loving differently. Healing differently. And when growth begins to accelerate, it exposes the places where others have stayed still. That creates tension. They sense you rising, and instead of rising with you, they feel threatened, confused, or unprepared. And when someone hasn't learned to confront their discomfort, the easiest reaction is retreat. This isn't rejection, it's misalignment. Misalignment feels like rejection when you don't yet see your own value. But once clarity settles, you begin to realize that sometimes my protection masquerades as distance. What looks like someone walking away is often me gently guiding them out of a place they were no longer meant to occupy in your heart. And yes, it hurts when familiar voices fade. Yes, it hurts when you look for them and they are no longer where they used to be. Yes, it hurts when conversations that once flowed effortlessly turn into strained small talk. But pain isn't always an enemy. Sometimes it is the final announcement that a season has ended. And though endings rarely feel beautiful while they happen, they create the silent doorway into new beginnings you would never have stepped into if everything had stayed comfortable. You are entering a stage of becoming where comfort can no longer be your teacher. Wisdom, maturity, and courage will now shape you. And those things don't arrive wrapped in simplicity. They come through moments that force you to choose. Cling to what is fading or trust what I am preparing. I see every tear you've hidden, the ones that slipped quietly onto your pillow when you didn't want anyone to know you were hurting. I see how deeply you love, how hard you commit, how intensely you hold on. That loyalty is beautiful, but when it becomes chains instead of wings, I must intervene. Because I created you to walk freely, not to be trapped by emotional prisons. And make no mistake. What you are stepping into requires emotional freedom. It requires clarity of mind and strength of heart. It requires that you no longer allow your peace to depend on another person's consistency. It requires that your joy is rooted in me, not in whether someone stays or goes. This coming week will reveal truth. Not loud truth. Not explosive truth. But quiet truth, the kind that settles slowly, like dust after a storm, revealing the real shapes beneath everything. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. You will finally understand why conversations felt different. Why actions didn't match words. Why something inside you kept sensing distance before it became obvious. And instead of collapsing, you will simply breathe and whisper, so this is what it was all leading to. There will not be chaos. There will not be destruction. There will simply be a gentle, painful clarity that invites acceptance. Acceptance does not mean indifference. It means trusting me enough to let go gracefully when holding tighter only deepens the wound. And I promise you, what is meant for you will never require constant fear to keep. What is meant for you will not disappear when difficulty comes. What is meant for you will grow with you, not resent you for evolving. What is meant for you will communicate openly, choose honesty, and stay grounded in truth. But here's something else I want you to hear clearly. The person stepping away is not beyond redemption. Their journey is not over. Their story with me continues, even if their chapter with you shifts. I am still working on their heart. I am still speaking to them in ways you may never witness. I am still drawing them through lessons only they can walk through. So release them into my hands, not with anger, but with trust. Pray for their healing without clinging to their presence. Bless their growth without tying your self-worth to their choices. Let love mature into wisdom. In time, perspective will come. And when you look back, instead of resentment, there will be respect. Respect for how you handled it, respect for how you carried yourself, respect for how you chose grace when bitterness would have been easier. You will recognize that the ending of this bond did not break you. It shaped you. It expanded you. It taught you to walk with a steadier spine, a calmer heart, and a deeper knowledge that no matter who leaves, I stay. I remain when the room empties. I remain when conversations end. I remain when the unexpected arrives. I remain when hearts shift and plans change. And with me, you never lose everything. You only transition toward purpose. So breathe, my child. Take these next days one moment at a time. Pay attention to what I'm whispering to your spirit. Pay attention to peace. Where it settles and where it refuses to stay. Pay attention to the subtle sense of release I place gently in your chest. That is my guidance leading you safely through what feels overwhelming. And when the tide finally settles, when the emotional waves stop crashing, something within you will rise, stronger, quieter, wiser. A resilience born not from denial, but from learning to trust my hand even when your heart trembles. Your journey is far from over. And there is far more love, far more purpose, far more peace ahead than anything you are about to lose. Stay close to me. We continue forward, together. And now, my child, as we draw toward the end of this message, I want you to lean in one last time. Because the days ahead may feel uncertain, but clarity is standing just beyond the fog. You are walking toward it, step by step. You may not realize it yet, but your soul is already adjusting to what is coming. There is a quiet strength forming inside you. A strength that whispers, even if they leave. I will continue. I will grow. I will not collapse. And that truth, that unshakable resolve, is exactly what the enemy has tried to keep you from discovering. Because if you ever truly understand how resilient you are, fear loses its grip on you completely. You become someone who doesn't beg for attention, who doesn't chase temporary approval, who doesn't shrink just to keep others comfortable. You become someone who stands tall, anchored, grounded, secure. That is what this season is building in you. Yes, a relationship will be tested. Yes, distance may appear. And yes, your heart will ache. But that ache will not break you, it will polish you. It will refine how you love. It will deepen your discernment. It will silence the lies that told you that you are weak, needy, or easily discarded. Because through this, you will see something clearly: you were never dependent on them. You were dependent on the connection you thought they represented. Once the illusion fades, truth remains. And the truth is, you have always carried more strength than you knew. When they step away, you will not crumble. You may cry, but tears are not defeat, they are cleansing. You may feel loneliness for a moment, but loneliness is not abandonment, it is the quiet space where I speak the loudest. You may feel empty briefly, but emptiness is often the soil where I plant new beginnings. Do not fear the emptiness. It is the pause between chapters. The silence before music resumes. The stillness right before dawn breaks open with light. You are not losing everything. You are losing what could not continue into your future. And in its place, I am preparing people who understand your heart, people who value your presence, people who do not vanish when life becomes challenging. People who speak truth instead of disappearing. People who know how to love without leaving emotional scars behind. People I will send precisely when your heart is ready, not desperate. But first, I am finishing this part of your training, learning to let go without losing yourself. You won't need anger. You won't need revenge. You won't need long explanations that never get answered. You will simply breathe, step forward, and trust me. And when the week comes to its quiet turning point, when the distance becomes real, you will feel my presence wrap around you like a warm blanket. There will be pain, but there will also be peace. A strange, holy peace that doesn't make sense to the mind, yet settles deeply in the soul. That peace is my promise to you. I will not allow this loss to destroy you. I will not let this separation ruin your spirit. I will use this to awaken you. Awaken you to self-worth. Awaken you to calling. Awaken you to purpose beyond emotional dependence. Because you are being prepared for roles bigger than heartbreak. You are being shaped for responsibilities, opportunities, and blessings that require emotional maturity, strength, and clarity. And those blessings cannot rest on a heart constantly worried about whether someone is going to stay. So I'm healing that fear at the root. You will no longer walk through life waiting for people to abandon you. Instead, you will walk knowing that even if they do, you remain covered, guided, loved, chosen, and secure. And that confidence, that quiet, steady confidence, will change everything about the way you move forward. Doors will open because confidence attracts opportunity. Healthy relationships will enter because confidence attracts clarity. Peace will flow because confidence silences confusion. And one day, long after this moment passes, the memory of this week will not taste like heartbreak. It will taste like transformation. You will say, that was painful, but it freed me. It redirected me. It taught me to lean on God and not on unstable hands. And I will whisper back to you, yes, my child, and look how far you've come. So lift your chin. Wipe your tears gently. Stand with quiet strength. Do not chase. Do not beg. Do not fight to force what is slipping away. Trust. Because I am already standing in the future, waiting for you there. With new joy, restored peace, healed connections, and blessings you cannot yet imagine. What feels like loss today is making room for what will feel like home tomorrow. And soon, very soon, you will realize that I never took anything from you without preparing something greater to replace it. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep trusting. You are not walking into darkness, you are walking through it, guided by my hand, toward a brighter season that is already unfolding ahead of you. And remember this, always, even when others step away, I never step back. I stay. And because I stay, you will rise, you will heal, and you will see goodness again, not in theory, but in reality. Your story is far from over. It is just beginning.